Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC podcast, brought to you by REC Comics and Collectibles. I'm your host, Roman Chavez, and with me, as always,
Erik Icarus.
Eric,
what's up, Holmes?
You can follow us at REC Podcast. You can follow myself at Roman REC Podcast. You can follow the shop at REC Comics, which just celebrated its 1 year anniversary. And you'll find Eric where you find him, most likely in the streets, sometimes between the sheets, ladies. All right? And bomb dudes.
Hell yeah.
How are you doing this week, bro?
I'm good. Dude, I'm still reeling.
Still reeling, yes.
We rocked the house, man. We got Thanks for all the love.
Yes.
Straight up. All of you. It was awesome.
Everybody who came into the shop on the 1 year anniversary at 7679 North Union Boulevard in Colorado Springs.
Center of everywhere.
Yeah, we killed it. We had a great day. This is like 3-4 days later, and I'm still just
my man's in a bit of a fog today.
Yeah, it is. It is crazy. So to go along with that confusion that I'm feeling, to go along with this fog,
with this foil ado,
we're gonna do something we don't usually do, and we're gonna talk about DC Comics, guys. All right. We're going to talk about the DC Extended Universe, and there's been a lot going on since our last episode. We'll start with the fact that our boy Zaslav, that we feel we only remember his last name, the new CEO of the Warner Discovery merger, and he's done a lot of things. He's been cleaning house. And says that they want to have a 10-year plan in the vein of what Kevin Feige and the Marvel people have done. And they have done some things. And one of the big things that they have done is they have straight up shelved, if not canceled completely, the Batgirl movie, that was in the works.
Right.
They had about $70 million put into this film. And they did an early kind of test screening. And they found it wanting.
I mean, if you're going to, I feel like a lot of films get a bad rap because of these test screenings.
Yeah.
I think there's more going on here aside from just test screenings. You don't shelve a $90 million movie based on one test screening.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That is a lot to put into something just to be like, okay, we're good.
You know
what?
On
the show. I mean, granted, I don't know Leslie Grace that well, who is playing the titular Batgirl. But Michael Keaton was supposed to be in this, right? If I'm correct.
Michael Keaton, J.K. Simmons, so it was going to be more, still in the Snyderverse.
So this was going to, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
There was still some more Snyder stank on it. And I mean, it had a banging cast, with the exception of, I don't know who the main, what'd you say?
Leslie Grace.
Leslie Grace. She was nobody that I was familiar with beforehand. And, I understand it only because it's a new regime coming in.
Sure.
So they just kind of want to burn it away. What does that mean for our Batman movie that did all right?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that Joker movie gets erased, but doesn't sound like they're going that route.
We'll get to that later.
But yeah, man, it's really weird. You never see something like that where if they gave Scott Snyder, if they gave Zack Snyder another, 20 or 30 million, whatever they gave him to add reshoots to his Justice League, why not keep going? But as Zaslavich said, that they're trying to disregard the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make as much sense given some of the moves that they're doing.
Sure.
One of those moves being, we heard that Ben Affleck's going to be reprising a role in the Aquaman 2.
Right. Which is still Snyderverse adjacent.
Yeah,
as
completely.
is the Flash, in light of Ezra Miller's mini rampage he's been going on.
Yeah.
That has not been canceled yet, and it's still part of the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
So which leads me to why not, if you're going to burn away all remnants of the Snyderverse, why just, disregard this Batwoman film that a lot of people put all this work into? It seemed like it could have been very good. I don't know.
There was a lot of a lot of people online.
But I mean, I'll just say the clean break thing.
Yeah.
Why dump one movie instead of then push these other two out?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe those other two have. I mean, I guess Aquaman was $1 billion movie, the first one.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
So they're probably expecting to make some money back on that.
Yeah.
Flash, I don't know what they're doing with that. I don't know why they're doing that. Whatever. I'm really trying to get what their name out of my mouth. Mm-hmm. I don't even want to bring them up.
Yeah.
Because whatever they're doing is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that not being canceled for those reasons is ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
So leads me to believe, I don't know. What could this 10-year plan be?
Well, I mean, yeah. If you have a 10-year plan, I think you still could go off of the latest, the Batman with Pattinson.
Yeah.
You could build off of that, but everybody was waiting for Henry Cavill to be reintroduced as Superman, and instead, after a week or two after Comic-Con,
right,
you announce on Instagram that Ben Affleck's coming back.
Right.
Which, I mean, okay, like he didn't get a fair shake either, but
sure.
I don't know if your 10-year plan is including pieces of a universe you're trying to cut off. I don't know what the point is.
What is the end game here?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, are they that? Yeah, I'm confused. Are they starting with a Pattinson thing, or are those still going to be kind of the Elseworld kind of movies, and they're starting fresh?
I hope
it's very
not.
confusing.
Yeah, I don't want to have a bunch of different Batman running around unless we're doing multiverse stuff, which I can handle.
Okay,
but I don't want to have all of these different iterations of Batman. And if you're gonna do that, then let's go Batman Beyond with our boy Keaton.
Sure.
Do some Terry McGinnis stuff and just
How
do
awesome
something
would that
completely
be?
different. You know, I don't know. It's all setting like you said. It's weird precedent.
Yeah.
It's weird that they would cancel that film, the Batgirl film, with as much money as they put in.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a movie that nobody wanted, and I don't think if anybody wanted it. I don't think anybody cared until they had canceled it. I had forgotten all about it.
Little conspiracy point.
All right, let's put on our tinfoil hats.
What is a good way to drum up publicity? Free publicity. Just say you're going to cancel something.
Yeah.
Look what it did to that, in a weird way, the Snyderverse stuff.
Yeah.
You kind of make a big stink about him not getting a fair shake.
Yeah.
So it blows up the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Now they say they basically shelved this Batgirl movie. Right. Now, like you said, now everybody's talking about it. Now they're making it a big deal. So it's almost like they're trying to make it seem like we're strong-arming them to put this movie out to build up hype.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, you asked for it.
The thing is, if it's not good, you only get to do this once. And do you really want to waste it? Do you really want to waste it on Batgirl?
Sure.
And my problem with Batgirl, guys, is not that they recast the character in as a non-white character. My problem is we don't know who Barbara Gordon is in this universe. And what makes the Batgirl character so much fun is that she is Barbara Gordon for a long time. She is seeing these things. Like, there's a great origin there.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of done with, hey, here's a character. Oh, in the second movie, we'll go back and do some more origin. No, let's start from the beginning.
Start from the start.
But we got to earn it, man.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much. Like, we're going to get a Batgirl before we get a live-action Nightwing, Robin in the Bat world.
Other than the Bat family, right.
Like, there has not been another live-action Robin since Chris O'Donnell in the 90s.
Well, what about Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
No, my first name is Robin.
You should go by your first name. Robin.
Yeah. Huh? Right, kids? Yeah, dude, it's just, there's and don't get me wrong, give me some Batgirl. Give me Batgirl all freaking day.
Yeah.
But was she not going to be Gordon's daughter?
That's what I was going to say. So she had, adopted? Did Gordon sleep with his maid?
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't seem... Again, there's just nothing natural coming out of it. Like, there's no... It's just like, hey, guys, here's a Batgirl thing. You guys should like Batgirl because we want you to like Batgirl. Sure. And it drives me absolutely nuts.
Maybe this plays into their 10-year plan of starting fresh, doing the Marvel, the MCU thing. Like, okay, we're tired of just jumping in mid character development. Mm-hmm. We're going to start from the start, give you the character development. Yeah. Maybe that's what they're trying to do with this.
I mean...
Because like you said, we don't know the movie version of Batgirl. Mm-hmm. So, suffice to say, the movie might not have been good.
And apparently they said that the Supergirl project that they were working on is also shelved.
Oh, yeah.
But she's going to be in Flash. So, I don't know. And they still are holding fast at saying that they're going to release their Flash film, which means... I mean, how? Like, I have customers who say they will not be watching the film regardless of when it comes out because of Ezra Miller.
Right.
So
in his one-person rampage.
Yeah, somebody beat this guy up.
Yes. They've been just convicted of felony burglary. Mm-hmm. He was arrested yesterday. And he's being held. I don't know if he's on bond, but you need to keep this person off the streets.
Yeah, man.
Come on. I mean, this past year is all... I mean, if you're trying to drum up publicity, I guess this is a way to do it. But, I mean, there's so much stank all over
Yeah.
these DCEU movies, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Amber Heard in Aquaman, which, I mean, I'm assuming they cut her out significantly.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume they have done that.
Oh.
I mean, DC, maybe that's a big reason why they're kind of wanting to burn away the remnants of the Snyderverse. Is like, okay, we've got too many crazy people involved with these movies. I mean, there's not much we can do with crazy people if no one's going to defend it.
Yeah, and
nobody's defending any of this. Maybe
they're just leaving it alone. They're just
Right.
leaving it alone. Yeah, and to your point earlier, the it's weird, and I hadn't noticed this, that like the cast and the film crew, like they have said things about how they're like disheartened, but nobody is like bashing
No.
Warner Brothers for doing this.
Right.
Like nobody like within the
camp is saying that was dirty.
Yeah.
Because even when they kind of released Justice League, some of the cast was a little like, ugh, that it's not very good,
Yeah.
or they didn't give us the right editing. You know,
Uh-huh.
everyone here is very much, well, I had a good time on the set. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
leads
didn't
me to believe.
I didn't think about it until you said that. Like, this could totally just be a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
Which I think the movie's got to be
We're
near
gonna
perfect.
get it. You know, we're going. It's not going to be near perfect.
Yeah.
This is just a way to get people to watch it,
Yeah.
and we're all gonna. This is going to be everyone's collective reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't cared about it. I don't care about it. If it comes out, if it doesn't. And it's because, guys, I want to see it from the beginning. I want to see.
Right. Well, maybe. Do you think this could be her origin story?
It doesn't matter. We haven't seen her in anything else.
Sure.
Like we haven't seen Barbara Gordon anywhere else. So for her to show up and already
Get her own
be-
titular
yeah,
movie.
doesn't.
But
make
they've done
any
that with like a
sense.
Spider-Man. You know, he's in his own movie. He kind of gets his origin story. Maybe she's like Gordon's daughter, and she aspires to be the Batman.
Yeah, but
you know?
again, like we need to see that character be inspired by Batman.
Okay.
Be inspired by her father being a cop.
Right,
Like,
right.
You're not gonna do that. If you do it in this movie, you're just gonna. It's gonna be very quick.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
And that's why she's such a cool character. She's got the police ethics of her father.
Yeah.
With the vigilante streak of Batman.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's why I love her character so much. The Barbara Gordon one.
Yeah.
And I love Cassandra Cain too.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
You give me either or, I'm good with it. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, already they're jumping off the beaten path, and yeah, like let's just burn all this away and let's start again. Like I'm in for another one if you guys actually have a plan. It's hard to believe anybody at DC Warner, but apparently Walter Hamada, who runs the DCEU, the executive, the film division,
Right.
Apparently he almost left because of the cancellation of.
Oh,
of
because he was that upset about it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
don't. Again, like I'm so apathetic about it.
Sure.
And we made allusions to this, but they also have greenlit a Joker 2 off of the Joker movie that I'm not a big fan of. But they're saying it's going to be a musical, and that Lady Gaga is going to be Harley Quinn.
Which I think is good casting. Lady Gaga can act. She looks the part.
Does she?
She does.
I don't.
She
I
very,
don't see
she's
it.
svelte.
Uh-huh.
I think she's a good actress. Have you seen Stars Born?
I haven't seen A Star Is
Great in
Born.
that. She's great in American Horror Story.
All I've seen
she's a
is
good actress.
clips
I
from the
low-key-
House of Gucci.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, I didn't like what
I'm
I
a
saw.
low-key Gaga.
Gaga.
I
Lady
love me
Gaga
some Lady
fan.
Gaga.
Yeah, I like
Fucking
some of her music.
Freaking love Gaga, dude.
But I don't know.
I think it could work.
They did a Joker movie I didn't care for.
Right.
Now they're
You
going to do a
didn't- that's
Harley
true.
movie
That's
that
true.
I'm not going to care for.
Well, it is a. You're gonna have to help me with the pronunciation.
Folie du.
I just know it's a Fall Out Boy record.
Yeah.
Well, why not go American Beauty, American Psycho? That
Hey,
would
there
have
we
been a
go.
cool title.
Yeah. Folie du has something to do with it's a theater term as well.
It's a theater term, and it's also it's a psychiatric disorder where two people are transmitting delusions to each other.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a very interesting topic. But so I guess I can kind of get it, but the Joker, Todd Phillips' Joker, was such a grounded look at the Joker. And now we're going to have a singing and dancing thing going on. I don't know if it plays well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm about it.
Sure.
I know my boy is maybe not even on the fence with it.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to see it. I'm in because
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see what they can do with this. Again, but it's such a sharp right turn from the Arthur Fleck movie.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, because I could I could almost accept it as just this, like we've talked about the love letter to Scorsese and blah blah blah. But I don't know, man. And I guess Todd Phillips is set to do this again. So
right.
I don't know. Nothing that DC is putting together has me excited.
Sure, I mean it's funny because they were kind of on the comeback with the
with Aquaman.
Suicide Squad,
the
Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, which was amazing.
Yeah.
Now, in a strange way, Zaslav is kind of like. I feel like he's kind of like how we're feeling. Like, look, let's just start this over. There's too many pieces running around here. But when you're starting to cast people for other projects involving the Snyderverse, you're confusing me.
Yeah, it's like you have to keep Momoa because
that's your cash cow at this point.
I mean, but if Aquaman follows Wonder Woman 84, it's not going to. It only has downwards to go, in my opinion. I think that they got very, very fortunate with Aquaman, and it felt like a good Marvel movie, but still not the best Marvel movies. I don't.
Do you think that's why it played well? Because it was kind of shot like a Marvel movie.
Yeah, it was more like Thor Ragnarok than anything else.
That's true.
With the colors, with the comedy,
humor,
But they had some good mythos and background stuff that we hadn't really thought of. And Black Manta, Eric's boy. But I haven't watched it since it was in theaters. Like I've never
seen it one more time. But you're right.
I've never seen it outside of the theater. So
and it leads me to think because right under Aquaman was the first Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
and we saw how that turned out with the second one. That's why I'm like you said. This kind of has all but to go down.
Yeah,
anywhere to go but down.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think that the first Aquaman was its peak, and if it does better, hey, I'll be excited.
I'm excited.
Yes, but I'm glad to have my expectations super low and to be pleasantly surprised than to always be let down.
Yeah,
it's exciting that there's a lot of chatter, but
I mean they got us talking.
Yeah.
Which I mean I guess that's half the job.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a plan, we're just going to talk about it and not go see your stuff.
I know.
That's the thing.
And all we're going to do is talk crap about it because, and it sucks because they really do have to come correct. Like, we're not going to accept any more Shazam movies. Shazam 1's not good. And
it's not. I'm sorry.
That but see, that's the thing. You're also doing this. It's in the Snyderverse.
It is.
Like, Black Adam.
Technically, Snyderverse.
I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what to expect.
That's why I'm very confused. Yeah. What is their end game here? No pun intended.
And they're saying that Black Adam tested its test screening, got the same audience score as Batgirl, yet they went forward with Black Adam.
You got to look at the marquee name.
I get it. The Rock is a franchise saver.
Grace is
a nobody. In the grand scheme, she's no Rock.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's a very strange way to run a company. That's for sure. It's a very strange way to do these things because, I mean, at this point, is there a chance that they release Black Adam and then say, okay, we're not doing any more Black Adam stuff?
Yes. Oh, there's a real world where we see that. If Black Adam tanks or even just does okay, done.
Yeah, if it doesn't hit 500 million.
I would say it has to hit $1 billion. 800 to the 1 billion mark. For it to be like, okay, there's something
That's
here.
a tall order for it.
Well, The Rock has how many $1 billion movies has it been in?
Yeah, but he in existing franchise.
That's a good point. Okay,
so,
you're right.
Okay. I don't know if he's got any solo billion films. Like I don't think his $1 billion movies are things that he's.
It's an ensemble cast.
Yeah,
he's not
fast. Fast universe.
Yeah, and Jumanji.
Jumanji. Oh yeah. So it already had a baked in audience.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. I'm not hopeful. I have the smallest glimmer of hope if they're going to burn it all away.
Right. But it doesn't seem like they're burning it away.
Yeah, they're just burning off some things. And if you don't get Henry Cavill back,
what's the point?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because you're going to have to get somebody who looks better than Henry Cavill.
Right.
And who did a better Superman, which that's possible.
It's very possible.
But
sure. But where do you go? You can't. Again, I'm just a little confused by his plan of like we're starting fresh, but we're still releasing Snyder adjacent movies. That is like the peak of my confusion.
Yeah.
Is like, what are you doing? And you still have these kind of side movies happening with the Batman, which has a greenlit trilogy, and then you have the Todd Phillips' Joker universe going on.
Well, maybe they're like, hey, we have to do reshoots on Batgirl and on Flash. Maybe we just don't do any reshoots on Batman or on Batgirl, and we just go hard into the reshoots on the Flash to
save it,
to make it Elliot Page or Grant Gustin or whoever. Like that, if you told me that's why they did it, like, hey,
right,
we don't want to reshoot this because we're not going to do anymore. We don't care, but we're going to use Flashpoint to restart everything, and we're going to put Elliot Page in there. If you gave me that, I could totally see a world in which
the Flash is
financially
justified.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because you're probably going to put anywhere between 15 to 25 million into reshoots for Batgirl. And then anywhere between 30 and 70 million to do Flash. If you want to say, hey, it makes sense for us to put in another 50 to 70 million of CG to put Gustinson or Page in here, and then we'll just scrap
That's
this.
what I'm saying. And then, like you were saying, the Flash as the character has the potential to be a franchise rebooter.
Yeah.
So that was a very good point, man. I didn't even think about that.
It's possible.
That is why we saved the Flash.
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that until you said that.
Yeah, like they kill that version, or they just redo him completely.
Right. They burn, like that's how they kill the universe.
Yeah.
And then they go. That's a good point, man.
Yeah. New 52. This thing.
Yes.
You know, in so many words. I mean, that's basically what they did for Flashpoint. Like at the end of Flashpoint, kicked off the New 52. So you can do something like that. There's some room there.
Right.
There is some room there.
So yeah, okay, Sazloff. We'll just have to wait and see with your 10-year plan, man.
I know, dude. I know. And somebody was trying to tell me that Kevin Feige was leaving Marvel to go. I was like, man, that'd be a baller move.
It would, but nah. No way.
Nah.
No way.
I mean, we've got. He's excited about this multiverse saga.
He really is. Because you saw the man in San Diego, and he was. You don't go on that kind of a promo run
and then
when you're not feeling it and dip. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. We've got to see his the vision. Put it all together. I wonder if there's anything planned for after an multiverse saga. That's for another show for sure.
I'm gonna say real quick. That's why we have the X-Men, or they have the X-Men.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, we ran these characters kind of not into the ground, but we have X-Men.
I mean, because why wouldn't they? Oh my God!
Wait.
Like, why wouldn't they do a Phoenix saga? Infinity Saga, Multiverse Saga, Phoenix Saga.
There we go. It's coming together.
That would get me very, very excited. It's coming together. Kids. Oh my gosh, dude, that's totally what they're going to do.
Yeah, because and then we jump on the fleck to the DC side. We don't even have a saga.
Yeah, we have
There's
no idea
saga,
what they want to do. And now they've got to do Darkseid an even different way because of how he was portrayed in the Snyderverse. So,
which he didn't look bad, but I didn't know. I mean, if I was just a casual moviegoer,
you don't know
who's that?
Is. Yeah. Who's this Thanos looking guy?
Right.
I've already seen it.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's begging a lot of questions, and man, I don't even close to have any answers.
I have none either because it's confusing.
Yes.
I really think they're going to New Mutants Batgirl.
Yeah.
It's going to be a year down the line. People are going to be, still asking for it, like the lost DCEU Snyderverse movie. Yeah. Then they release it on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to happen?
I mean,
they cannot not just shove a $90 million movie.
Yeah, well, they only spent it's $70 million, and then they were talking about $20 million in reshoots if they were to finish.
Oh, okay. So, but still, that's a lot of money, dude.
And I mean, but that's par for the course these days. So, I do not. I mean,
we'll get it. I know we'll get it. People,
I said we weren't going to get the Snyderverse. I have no idea.
That's true. Anything can happen in this topsy-turvy world of superhero movies.
Yeah. While I was in San Diego, there was a lot of talk of the Snyderverse being mostly the hashtags being bots. There was a lot of talk of that while we were there, and I wonder if that's true,
right?
And some of it had come to light during this whole Elon Musk thing because they were trying to figure out like how many bots or him buying Twitter. He's not buying Twitter, and they're suing him because he's like, there's not as many real people on here as you say, and in doing so, supposedly, I don't have hardcore facts.
This was
what
all
I've heard,
speculative,
that a bunch of the Snyderverse campaign, the release Snyderverse, was done through bots,
right? Which I can kind of believe.
Which would be hilarious, and that's why they're like, you know what? We're gonna
no more Snide Man.
No more Snide Man. It was not real, and I really do think that it was shown. It was shown that it wasn't the same fervor that they wanted.
Oh my god! Yeah. I'm just you know what? The next 10 years will tell. We're gonna see what you got for us, Sazloff.
They're gonna have to go against the X-Men, and that doesn't
you're not
seem
gonna
like
win.
Doesn't seem like it's a high probability of sticking
is, like,
that landing.
in the last 10 years, Marvel's, for lack of a better word, C Squad overtook DC's A Squad in movies, man.
True.
Thor, nobody unless you're a hardcore comic book fan. Iron Man, kind of a B+ superhero.
Yeah.
And I'm being generous.
Yeah.
Even Cap, kind of on the B side.
I don't know. I was always a Cap guy.
Oh, no, we were. But we're comic book fans.
But, yeah, Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. made Iron Man cooler.
Of course.
And then Thor is cool. It was just not... Like, I like energy projection, not as much. I get my lightning from Storm. Okay,
there you go. Yeah.
I don't need another lightning muscle guy, but I do love Thor.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm just saying, the X-Men was like the best selling comic for nearly 20 years at one point. So there's a lot to be done.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, like you said, I mean, DC's gonna have to come hard, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, in 5 years they're going up against the X-Men.
Yeah.
Who everyone's clamoring for.
Oh yeah. We're right there. We're on the edge of our seats.
Yes. So who knows, man?
Well, kids, that is our show. If you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button. Let us know what you think of the show below. Are you excited for Joker 2? And are you mad about Batgirl? The Zaslav verse. Like, I'm very curious to see who will be there, Kevin Feige. There was always talk that James Gunn could be, but I don't know if they're going to keep going with that because it sounds like they're making some cuts at HBO Max as well. So, I mean, there's a possibility we never see another Peacemaker thing again, which would be terrible. Eric.
Yes.
Do you have any final thoughts for us today?
Yeah, lock your doors, lock your cars. Ezra Miller's out on the loose, baby.
He's going to get you.
He's going to get you.
Guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for listening. I've been your host, Roman Chavez.
I'm still Eric Icarus.
And we will catch you on the next podcast.